I'm very excited to say that we have some of the team behind Rose: A Love Story with us for this Q&A. So to start things off, please tell us your names and what your role was on the film.
Well, my name's Jennifer Sheridan. I'm the director of Rose: A Love Story.
Thanks, Jennifer.
My name's Sara Huxley. I'm one of the producers.
Thanks, Sara.
Ooh, my name's Kelley and I'm one of the other producers.
Thank you, April. And I'm Stimian, and this is Steve from Grimfest. So listen, fantastic movie, and we're so pleased to be screening it. It's a film that we've been looking at for a while, and we've been chasing to try and get hold of to screen because we like it so much. And so we're so glad that we've managed to get it for our Christmas screening event. And also, it's one of the few British films that we've screened this year, which is really exciting. It's been a difficult year, I guess, all round for films, and very few films kind of being released, and very few films. You know, we've seen various films from all around the world, but it's been, well, of course, it's just been difficult for everybody. And so, how's it been for you with this film in terms of this year? You've had a great year in terms of it screened at the London Film Festival. The film has been nominated for BIFA Awards, which are coming up soon. Which is really exciting. So tell us a little bit about your journey with this film.
Well, ironically, if we were making this film during a pandemic, we probably still could have made it, because we were in lockdown in a forest making Rose before lockdowns were a thing. We didn't even have internet at the time. And we got snowed in. Yeah, we got snowed into this forest, so it's a shame we didn't come up with another script we could have shot this year. But yeah, no, it's been really exciting. It's been to get it to have now people see it is the most exciting part for me.
Yeah.
How about? I was just going to say, like Jen said, we're really fortunate to go into the real lockdown of 2020 with a completed product. So just as we hit lockdown, this all got wrapped up in post, and then we kind of had the fun going through to where we've got to now.
And it's become weirdly topical as well, because the film suddenly feels like you couldn't have planned it better in terms of having a film about people in a lockdown. There is a disease, I guess there is kind of not quite technically, but there's a sort of a symbolic disease element in it. They're dependent on people delivering food to them. It suddenly feels chillingly topical.
And
has that worked in favour or against it?
Yeah, it was the LFF, and we finally watched it. We all sat together and we were like, oh my God, what have we done? Everyone understands the words isolation and like lockdown and like all these things, and these, you know, she does actually put on a mask at one point.
Sure, yeah.
One of our lead characters, and suddenly you've got audiences watching that, and they completely relate to what they're watching. Whereas before it was kind of like us stepping into that world and thinking, oh, what would that have been like to be isolated in the woods? And now people are like, I know exactly what that feels like. So
plus, I think there are so many people who might be afraid to go to hospitals now because of COVID. So we're essentially teaching them how to cauterize a wound, use leeches.
Which we did learn about whilst making this film.
Let's go back to the old ways.
If you're stuck in the woods and there's no internet, then you probably do.
What are you going to do?
Yeah, just get a ladle.
We could add that this Q&A has not been presented by the NHS or any medical professional.
Not medical advice.
They were medical grade leeches though. So
yeah.
They were safe.
I was just saying they do use leeches in medicine again.
Yeah, from a leech farm. You can't go and get any old ones. Like, it's very strict because.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Let us ask you a little bit about the early stages of this film and how it came about. Because Matt, who is one of the stars of the film, also wrote the screenplay. So I presume that's where it started. Did he approach you guys with the script, or how did that happen?
Well, Matt and I are represented by the same agency, and he sent the script to my agent, who loved it and said, I think I know a director that might be good for this. It was me, spoiler. And then, so I met with Matt, I read the script, loved it, met with Matt, we got on really well, and it was just a really collaborative and lovely relationship from that point on, so I was really lucky.
Was he always set to play the male lead in the piece?
No, for a long time we thought that he wouldn't, because he just wanted whoever was right for the part. But it just became more and more evident that was Matt. He just was. He knew the script so well. He had a relationship with Sophie. Once Sophie came on board, it was like, this just makes sense. You guys have such natural chemistry.
Him and Sophie know each other in reality.
Yeah.
Are they? They're not a couple, or are they?
Yeah,
they are a couple.
They are.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic. So there's a shorthand there from the start, which is very cool.
Oh well.
Yeah, and they're both
Well,
really
it's free
funny.
rehearsal, isn't it? Really, you don't have to pay for that. They can just do their lines at home.
Yeah, absolutely. The shorthand there. These guys are going to be able to crack this.
Yeah, low budget filmmaking at its best.
But did that create any complications though with that, because they knew each other so well and you were all quite a close, I can imagine it was a close knit community making this film with a very contained, you know, it's a three-hander in terms of the cast, and a very claustrophobic environment in the house for quite a lot of the film. Did that present any problems or issues?
No, I mean, we were so lucky with Matt and Sophie because they're such fun to like hang around with, and they always had jokes, and you know, we were shooting in really cold atmospheres and putting them out in the snow, and they never grumbled. So I think we were very lucky, actually.
Well, I guess if he's written the script, he can't really complain about that, you know.
Yeah, he wrote those scenes.
That's right.
I mean, there is a scene where he jumps in a lake and he just sort of got in. I was like, what have you done?
Although I don't think he enjoyed the leeches as much as he thought. He was like, I don't like this.
Those leeches can actually smell human blood, and when we were trying to do them on pigskin, they weren't interested. And the moment we put them down on someone's leg with something in between, they were trying to go round to the leg. Leeches are terrifying.
But
Did
they actually put them on the flesh, or?
No, but it did manage to bite him through a layer of prosthetic skin.
Oh
wow!
So in the end, we put like layers of duct tape.
So synthetic stuff in between the skin and the actual leech, but there were real leeches on there.
Yeah, and he still got through.
Wow.
I mean, yeah.
Vicious things. Vicious. Full risk assessment for those leeches.
Oh yeah, that must have been a difficult.
Tell me about where you shot it, because it's some great locations.
Location's wonderful, yeah.
An isolated place, forest, snow. Whereabouts did you shoot it?
That's all Sarah.
Oh, it was Mary at Trawlham Forest Cottages. They're these amazing cottages in the middle of nowhere, in like near Beulah in mid Wales. And when we were scouting, we were thinking, how can we make this budget work? So it was we actually found these cottages on 200 acres of private woodland.
Wow.
And reached out to Mary and her wonderful family, and you know, who books a cottage in the middle of nowhere in January? It was like all of the cottages were free. There was hardly anyone there, and we just paid to book it out, and they were so accommodating and so wonderful.
So I guess you're able to put up your crew and your cast.
We slept there, we filmed there, we had 200 acres of woodland to ourselves. It was like private land to roam around in. And Netflix actually was scouting, and they filmed End of the Fucking World 2 there. So they've come back and filmed there, and it's a real like diamond. That place is amazing, and they were so supportive and actually really excited about this film when it all came out as well. So
sounds like a fantastic location. I'm just jotting that down for future reference.
Yeah, honestly, it was really amazing.
I mean, shooting in an enclosed environment. I mean, I dropped out for a second, so I might have missed this, but did it present any problems logistically in terms of you're in a real location, you've got cameras, you've got it's not
well,
a
you
big
can't get anything in the middle of nowhere, so you just have to come prepared and make do.
I was going to say there's that too. You've got to get lighting and stuff, and
we got heavily snowed in for a few days. We could only get around in 4x4s or by walking. We'd drop off paper call sheets. April and I had no Wi-Fi, so we would drive like 4 miles up the road with our laptops, tether them to our phones in the middle of nowhere, and then send a few emails, do the payroll, pay all the crew, and then drive back on set into. It was a black hole. Like you literally could not get Wi-Fi for love or money.
Imagine
like,
what it must have been like.
No phone signal.
Imagine what it must have been like 30 years ago.
We just went old school. It
How
was
they've
great.
done that now. They now know what it
with
was.
no internet and no mobile phones.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, but
There's
it's
another
very
Scottish Army film,
focused. I think that it was very focused. Don't you agree, Jen and April? We were just all there, and it was like nobody was going off at night, sort of like on their phones, or during the day on their phones. It was just everyone was just really focused every day, and it was
Because
really,
they couldn't, there was nothing to distract them.
yeah.
But that's kind of cool in a way, because it keeps everybody kind of like, well, that's that's fantastic.
Just keep working.
What were the next stages in terms of production, in terms of raising finance and pulling this thing together? How did that come about?
Well, my agent also reps Idris Elba as a director, and he'd just made Yardi, and he'd had some money from a company called Great Point Media. So when we were sort of packaged, me, Matt and Sophie, my agent went to Great Point and said, "I've also got this little horror film, you know." And they said, "Yeah, okay, great." And then another company called Fields Park came on board, and they helped, and they also offered us a post deal, which was brilliant. And then I knew April and Sara from the Aesthetica Film Festival. That's where we met.
Tell us about what happened then with the post.
Field Parks, who part financed it, they own Dragon Post-Production, who the post-production deal was with. So Jen we had to keep ferrying her up and down to Cardiff. And yeah, talk about the experience of that initial bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were brilliant. It was a tight shoot. We did only have 16 days to shoot. So all pickups and stuff had to be done while we were there. There was no opportunity for us to go back and repaint the wall. It just wasn't happening. Yikes. So, but I've been an editor, a TV editor for a long time, over 10 years. So that's something that's sort of in my arsenal, and I could cut things on my days off and make sure that they worked. And if there were pickups needed, I would know, while we were in the forest, which was brilliant.
Yeah.
So yeah, because we didn't have a lot of money to pay editors and stuff, I edited most of it from home with a wonderful guy called Andrew, who helped me a lot, and just to give me some perspective. And yeah, and then we did all our finishing post with Dragon, who were brilliant. They'd done stuff like Revenge with Alice Lowe and Billy Piper's new debut feature. So yeah, so they're just really supportive and lovely people with really good infrastructure and grading suites and brilliant VFX people and all that kind of stuff.
Fantastic.
I'd say and enthusiasm, because even before we were shooting, they were sending us like VFX examples of, I won't give it away, but some of the stuff in the film. They were like, what about this? What about this? So it's lovely. I think across the board, everybody was very invested and like really cared, and that's what made it.
I think that really shows in the film. It really does.
Thank you.
It's. I think what we loved about it is, I guess it is a horror film, but could describe it as a drama as well. It is a character piece as much as anything else, with horror undertones, and I think that works so well. And we see the whole gamut of different horror stuff at Grimfest, as you can imagine, from every different sort of. I mean, and it's a huge genre. And much of the stuff we see is at the fringes of the genre. Some stuff is very,
well in the middle.
Well, it's just whole. But this was something that we just thought, well, it's so captivating as a character piece. You're just so taken in by the performances. The performances are so strong, and the script is so good, and the look of the whole thing, it just sucks you in. I'm sure a lot of the fans will be curious to find out what's happening with the film now. And so, do you know any release plans for the film in the UK?
Yeah, it's all pretty much hot off the press. We're in the process of signing with a sales agent to take care of the rest of the world, and we're doing a direct distribution deal here in the UK. Word on the street is April. Is when it's going to be coming out. I didn't demand that. It's just in April. So we're going to keep you guys posted. I reckon there's going to be an announcement before Christmas about it. But we were really fortunate. We kind of we beelined LFF. There's quite a few connections and relationships, and they've been incredibly supportive of us as filmmakers and nurturing us. So it certainly was a bit of a dream come true to be there. And then, yeah, as you mentioned, we've just recently found out we've been longlisted for 5 BIFAs. We tend to produce projects that do sit on that genre, on 2 genres. So, you know, like you said, it's very much a love story set in a genre world. And I think so often that's pretty hard to pigeonhole. And that's exactly why we're thrilled to be with you guys, because we go to some horror avenues and it's not horror enough, whereas we're living in a world now where content is endless, and we shouldn't be treating our audiences like idiots. You know, they can be in love and still it's scary.
You know,
there's
a danger. Everybody is trying to pigeonhole everything. It be a movie, you know, okay, we run Grimfest and it's all known for being a horror film festival, but we're hugely open-minded to stuff that we screen, and really we just want to screen good movies, as long as they have a genre element so they kind of fit the mold of the festival. We know that most of the people that come, all of the people that come to the festival are very, very open-minded, and they're always excited to see new films, and quite often they're as excited, if not more excited, to see stuff that is fresh and different, and not just kind of like horror cliched, you know, not just kind of mainstream horror films, but doing something different. And so I'm sure that people are going to love this movie. Just before we go, is there anything else you guys would like to say?
Just that I really hope they enjoyed our film, and I hope it was horror enough. Just
I would probably just say, can you please watch it again once it's on the streaming platform so we can get some money? That'd be great.
Absolutely. We encourage everybody to go and see it when it's released in the UK.
Yeah, and let people know if you like it. You know, please share with friends and spread the word.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, listen, thank you very much for joining us. And we hope to see you guys
soon.
And hopefully we'll have another movie from you guys at a festival in the future, where hopefully we can all be together in a cinema and not online.